Tony Robbins almost never talks about corn, but if he did, I believe these are the 5 rules he would have shared with you. How do I know? Well, my name is Danny Banchev. I'm the founder of the Off Corn Academy. I used to jerk off to that shit 5 times per day on average, and now I've been corn-free for years. But most importantly, I've helped hundreds of men do the same. After studying Tony Robbins for way more than 100 hours, I extracted his 5 most important lessons that can be applied to beating the most dangerous addiction in the world. So if you've tried quitting corn before but failed, let's break down the 5 rules Tony Robbins would have shared with you if he could. Rule number 1, addiction isn't the problem. Addiction is a symptom. Let me repeat that. Addiction is never the problem. When you try to solve addiction, that's not what we're solving. Addiction is a symptom of a deeper problem. That's why most bullshit solutions out there, a corn blocker, delete apps, or download my app, those are all plaster solutions. When you have a wound, sure, a plaster could help you, but it doesn't solve the root cause. You want to know what the root cause is? Pain. Not being able to tolerate or to manage or to deal or to cope with pain, because addiction is a coping mechanism. It starts with pain, it ends with pain. That's why when I work with my clients, we always go straight to the root cause to rip that shit out of there, and that's when quitting becomes effortless. But it's unique to every person. You gotta have a self-awareness or have a mentor, whatever, someone helping you, an accountability partner, to dig deep and understand what is truly going on here. And once we solve the root cause, the rest becomes effortless. Subconscious programming is where all the magic happens. All right, point number 2. You can never outperform your identity. All right, so before we dive into that and into the other rules, I just want to make sure you know that the information and the action steps I'm about to give you is all you need to solve that problem by yourself. My YouTube channel has everything you need, so you don't need to give me any money or buy my courses or my coaching program. However, it's also just generic information, let's be real. So if you're the type of person that wants to solve that problem faster, save some extra time, and get unique personal help from me so that we can solve your individual situation, where we can build an action step for you personally, where you can literally solve that problem like now, like in the next days. You can find the link for a free discovery call with me in the description. You can schedule whenever is the best time for you, and we're gonna solve that problem together. But in all cases, you got everything you need right here. So next point, point number 2, you can never outperform your identity. I was watching a YouTube video the other day that was talking about corn, and it was this woman, and she was talking about addiction and all that stuff. The first comment I see was a guy saying, as a corn addict, the rest of the comment doesn't matter, just the first part, as a corn addict, congratulations, my brother. You just made the problem worse. Nothing personal, I've been there. But brothers, when you keep on saying, I am a gooner, I am an addict, whatever, that does not help you. Of course, as long as you believe you're an addict, you're gonna take addicted actions, and actions are gonna get you results. Identity creates actions. Actions creates results. Our minds are goal-oriented machines. We have the most powerful tool in the world. The only problem is most people don't know how to use it, because that tool adapts to the identity you have. If you believe you're a shitty person, you're gonna take shitty action to prove that to yourself. Reality gives us what we think we are. Another metaphor I have for you that's gonna make it clear, okay? Let's say you live in this rich ass house, and it's basically, you have this one system, one button on your phone, whatever. You set the temperature for 21 degrees, and then the rest of the year, everything happens automatically. You have ACs, but also heaters, making sure you have the same temperature all year long. So in winter, what's gonna happen? Temperature is gonna go low, and then the heater will go, oh shit, that's not who we are. We're set to be here at 21 degrees. Let's put some momentum in. Let's get some energy. Let's heat that house up. So everything will turn on, and boom, energy goes up. But then what happens? It gets into momentum. Maybe it's summer. The temperature goes up. What's gonna happen? Now the AC will go, oh, wait a minute. We set that shit for 21 degrees. That's not who we are. It's too hot in here. There's too much momentum. There's too much energy. Let me put the AC. Let me cool that down. Let me bring the temperature back down. 21 degrees represents the identity we have. The temperature we set is the identity we have. So if your temperature is low, no matter what happens, you'll always find a way to bring it back there. That's why most people who are born into broke families stay broke, because that's the standards they learn. They believe they are poor people. Oh, we are poor. Oh, we whatever. That's literally the power of identity. You are not an addict. That's just a label. You have taken actions, you have made certain choices, but that doesn't define who you are. So the truth will set you free. And the truth is, we choose to define ourselves however the fuck we want. We are the authors of our own story. The pen is in our hands. So might as well choose something powerful. All right, next point. Where focus goes, energy flows. What a beautiful quote. Just like the algorithm on your social media, the more focus you put on a certain type of content, the more of that content it will give you. What you focus on in life, that's what you're gonna get. If you consistently focus on what you can be grateful for, what's gonna happen? You're gonna start seeing more things to be grateful for. Let me prove it to you. We have a reticular activating system inside of our minds. That's just a fancy word to say a focus mechanism. So for example, did you ever get a new car or a new outfit, whatever, and all of a sudden you start noticing that car everywhere? You didn't notice it before. What happened? When something matters to you, when you put a lot of focus on it, you start noticing it everywhere. Matter of fact, we are bombarded with so much information all the time. Our brains cannot possibly focus on everything at the same time. So we learn to focus on certain things. For example, did you feel the feeling of the clothes on your body before I mentioned that? What about the feeling of gravity on your body, wherever it is that you're sitting or standing right now? Did you notice the feeling of your body being pulled downwards? The feeling of your fucking butt touching the chair or your feet touching the ground? Did you think about that before I said it? No, because you were focused on what I was saying. So when you keep on focusing on that bullshit ass content, on these pixels on the screen of people who don't even care who you are, complete bullshit, where are you putting your energy? When you keep saying I'm an addict, you're focusing on all the mistakes you've done in the past, all the relapses you've done in the past, where does your energy go? Most people fail simply because they focus on what they don't want. I don't want to watch that shit anymore. I don't want to be addicted anymore. I don't want that. My bad, but that's what you get. Try not thinking about a pink elephant right now. Whatever it is that you do not think about a pink elephant, okay? Pink elephant? No pink elephant. No, don't imagine a pink elephant. Point is, you imagine a fucking pink elephant. Now, same thing goes with, I don't want to watch porn. I don't want to watch porn. I don't want to watch porn. I'm afraid of my urges. I don't want to experience these urges. That's what you get. So instead, focus on what you want while accepting what you already have. When you go to the gym, you're working out, you have a vision in mind. You want to build more muscle or lose weight. But in the moment, your muscles hurt. What do? You accept it and you keep going. It's the same with the inner fitness. Focus on where you're going. Focus on what you're creating. Keep your eyes on the road, because as soon as you look at what you don't want to hit, the car goes, oh shit, you got to focus on the road ahead. Ooh, we're balling right now. Point number 4. Physiology equals state, and state equals action. Boom. I have the best example for this, okay? Let's say the rest of the video, I spoke like this, and I talked about some stuff, but I don't even know, you know what I mean? Like, man. Versus if I go, let's go, we're talking about Tony Robbins, we're talking about 5 different rules that are gonna change your life. Let's go! Would you feel differently watching me speak? And the most important part is, if you were these 2 types of people, how would you feel? Obviously, even as I was doing it, I was like, damn, that kind of feels depressing. I was feeling off. And then when I got the energy again, it's completely different. We've all experienced it. Posture, smiling, looking up, making strong movements, talking intensely, fast, strong, loud. Physiology creates a different state, and we all know a different state creates a different action. We all know a drunk person takes different action than a sober person. But is it really about the alcohol? Sure, you can say alcohol equals drunk. But what's going on? The alcohol actually changes your state, and now with that new state, you make different decisions, right? Okay, it's as simple as this. If you want to take lousy action, you can get into a lousy state. If you want to take powerful action, get into a powerful state. Now, what kind of state are you in after you have ejaculated to corn? We all know that. It's horrible. You feel low energy. You're all like, what the heck did I just do? It's horrible. And then for the rest of the day, you're just like, man, your action is not the best. We've all experienced that. But here's the mistake most people do, and we're gonna talk about that in the next point as well. Most people go, first, I will quit corn, then I'll feel energy. Then I'll feel proud. Then I'll feel free. That's the most fundamental human mistakes. You believe the external world will create an internal feeling. The truth is that internal feeling, where does it come from? It comes from within. If you want to make more money, you don't want the actual money. You want the feeling that comes with it, the freedom, the abundance, the opportunities, all of that. Same thing for a relationship. You don't actually want the other human being. You want the feeling that the other human being will give you, the feeling of love. All of this to say that when you want something, you actually want a state. And you believe that getting that external thing will give you that state, which is true. But you can also ask yourself, have I ever experienced that state? Have I ever experienced freedom, abundance? Have I ever been proud of myself? Of course you have. How did I feel? What did I do with my body in this time? What did I focus on? What was the story, the language I was using? And then you can create that state, and that new state will create different action. You can use that power right now. I cannot get up because you won't see me anymore. But you can get up and jump and dance to a song and do some push-ups, take a walk outside. You change your physiology. Automatically the urge will just come and go. It will disappear. You won't even care about that shit anymore. Literally, if you have no other option, you're like, what the fuck do I do right now? I have this strong urge. I cannot really accept it. I'm still afraid of it. Move. Go outside. Do some push-ups. Move. Physiology. Use it. And the more you do that, the more you're going to change. Now we're going to talk about the next point. Your emotional home. The quality of your life equals quality of your emotional home. You ever heard of successful billionaires unaliving themselves? YouTube doesn't want me to say the word, but you know what I mean. You've seen super depressed billionaires and you've seen happy homeless people. Has that ever happened? Of course it has, because it's never about the external world. Again, it's very difficult to be in the worst external situation ever and still be happy, but the point is it's possible. So in the end, what really determines the quality of our life is the quality of our emotional home. Yes, we all go through ups and downs. We're humans. It's impossible to always be happy all the time, because matter of fact, if you're always happy all the time, you won't even appreciate happiness because you don't have contrast. But the point here is, what do you experience most of the time? What do you come back to? Do you come back to shame, fear, insecurity, guilt, loneliness, which most people who consider themselves addicted to corn, although we all know that's bullshit, but whatever. People that watch corn regularly, that's the type of emotions they feel. At least that was my case. So is that the emotions you feel, or do you experience gratitude, joy, passion, faith, optimism, love? How does that sound? Maybe you're like, oh, that guy's just talking bullshit. I could never be that. Again, your emotional home is just said differently, but it's possible because people are doing it. And if you go, I don't believe them, your emotional home is doubt, and that's okay. I've had phases like that in my life. But if you watch this video until the end, something inside of you knows you're meant for more. Something inside of you knows, oh, there's some truth to that. What's going on here? I feel called. Quitting corn and all of the emotions that come with it is one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make in your life. So if all of these rules got you at least a little bit hyped up and be like, okay, you know what? Fair enough. I'm done, but now I'm for real. And you want to keep your promise, not like the last times. You can either, of course, watch all my YouTube videos and get some value there, solve that problem by yourself. But if you want to make sure, and most importantly, save some time, make it happen like now, you can schedule a free discovery call with me. I've done that with hundreds of guys. We can deal with your own unique situation and set a personal action plan for you. In all cases though, I'm grateful for you. You can subscribe or not if you don't want to. I'll see you here in a few days. Much love. Mwah.